This is Arukh HaShulchan day 1113. If you'd like to sponsor or come share Arukh HaShulchan or more, please come me directly. Very greatly appreciated. Today, then, you're a day of Siman Kuf Dalid, Sif Zayin, Siman Kuf Hey, Sif Zayin. Siman Kuf Hey is a long one. It's going to take us a while. Tez Zayin. I have a big question on the Torah Shulchan. Machi Shlona Bedin Zeh. What are they? What are they chadish us in this halacha that concerning ants, flies, and mosquitoes? Akvar kasvu sim nakon. They already wrote in previous sim the kol nos tam gam mutar. Any nos gam is permitted. Ksheter rabal eser when there's more heter than eser. Kosh came to bar musim, so it should be true by repugnant stuff. If you much kos echon b'don agachayim, quite out which one of the great achronim wrote. Varim amusim mutar. I feel sheish kizayis meisa b'chdei chilas pras meheter. If it's something which is repugnant, it's mutter. Even though there's a kazayis of the iser within kedechli's process of the heter, which, of course, other posts can say that you're chayim malchus for that. Chen kasvarash mefurish b'toras habayis ayin sham, because it's not a gam, it's not a problem. There's a time of gam, not because it's time gam. Sorry, the nosin time gam also b'chay gavla. Even though by nosin time of gam, it's also under those circumstances. Might be a chiv malchus, perhaps. But it's mutter, if it's one of these really repugnant things. So if it's between mos and nosin tam of gam, mos is worse, or better in terms of bittul. It's true. It says that there was more heter permissible. But zel kshein gzai zeichil's pras. Right. No snam v'gam. Some this isn't gzai zeichil's pras. Now we came by the chiddush, but if we say that, there's certainly a very big chiddush here. And we can't elevara, but that was the case. They should have explained this. Since they were mum, mashal milayid, it sounds explicitly the b'shneim, and that in both mutar gzai zeichil's pras, both no snam v'gam and dover mos. One of the Gedolim was astonished at this. Since once they said that when it's more heter, it's permitted. So it means that there's a lot of iser, and it must be pras, even at 49%. Like perhaps they mean to say the avagav the nimchulim that are dissolved, and they're whole. Come move on. The mom neknusa ena bas chaluka, as because it's obvious that an ant, because it's so small, it can't be divided up. And it's dissolved, being dissolved only means that it's mixed up in the cooked dish. If can't recognize it because of because of how small it is. Nevertheless, it's permitted because there's no significance. That is like the heter which he wrote by Beria, that astonishing Arukh HaShulchan from day 1100. You should know the Avmi Shechaychel Lamar B'Siman HaKodim Sib Zayin the Shehigdil Isser Midasu Shel Heter, that when the Isser expands the volume of the Heter, Yoser Begoida Amidam, because it's down to the point that he enjoys the expansion of the volume more than he detests the noise of time of Gam. Also, that's forbidden. But here it's different because here it's limit down. Because people find this repugnant. The bracket says here the shachsif contest. However, you can't see this when it comes to tell us here. This doesn't seem like that is the issue which he's discussing. Tur does not bring spirit at all. Kufay. DNA kavush kavush, laws of soaking, bishul and cooking, utzli and roasting, umliach and salting. It's covering a lot of ground. Aleph halacha b'sugi b'fikar b'seinu. It is a determined halacha by everybody. The kavush and busha, something which is soaked, it's like it's cooked. This is the determination of Rishonim. Commandments related to kavush kevushal, like opinion that which is soaked is like it's cooked. Mishum de b'kama b'kamas muchakein. It's clear from several places. He brings here in the bracket sham tzayik zayin. That's in Chulin and Kuf Yud Gimel. Psachim Ayin Vav. V'ata maliakai, there it's going unsalted. A kav b'nevi gam hach the kavush. Nevertheless, it brings out that in juxtaposition to that which is soaked shmamim kind of halacha. Then it seems that that's the halacha. But the mishnah is shvius. From the mishnah is perek zayin. The chumas perek yud. B'gled yakein. It comes clear that this is the case. Moshe is bar b'siyat ishmael, as Bubi explained. Beis lachein yesh yispali el Rambam zal. So therefore, we should be astonished that the Rambam shlo yizkir klal. He didn't mention it all. B'chol halachas machos asuros. In all the halachas and machos asuros, din kavish klal. He mentioned soaked it all. Right? We soaked teres vav. On the end of the parak is vav. Kasa din daktar shenech bashim daktami. He writes about kosher fish which was soaked together with tray fish. Yesh echabim masayim. If there's 1/200 of the tray, also submitted shumishna b'chumas sham, submission and chumas. The Indians said no, but this is not true about all everything which is soaked. Shane must be decision to go after 60. Lodim bushel, it's not better. In other words, not worse than something which is cooked. And 60 where 60 works. You can't see what his reasoning is because in Yusham Chumas Sham it says that there is no gears in the Mishnah. It's kavush, ela sholuk. So soaked is not reference there. Only super cooked. Like it says, the opinion in our Gemara that kavush is not kimavushal. Even Shalom can against it. Sharu Batzman Bechus Chumas Perik Desvav himself writes in Bechus Chumas Pasak Kilu Mishnayis. He passes these Mishnayis. Ayin Sham. Chaim Bedog, which includes soak with salted. Chaim Bedog also by a fish. Kasav Kavish Moshe Beni brings down soak. Gam Zayin Lamar also can say Shesomach Tzuma Mash Pasak Bechus Chumas. Hence they rely on what he wrote Bechus Chumas. Sharei B'Sham Yesh Dinam Chaim Lagamri. They're completely different halachas come before Sham as is explained there. The Hilchos Machos Asur is calling Hilchos Chumas. So I said Hilchos Machos Asur is before Hilchos Chumas in the Arukh HaShulchan. He wouldn't rely in the earlier halachos, so he's going to write later on. Because he says Kohenis Ora Noidi Bihuda. They already asked this question. So the Arukh HaShulchan says, what is the Rambam's rationale here? He follows his own opinion in the Mishnah and Shvius, the time where we learned if you have a new rose which you soaked in a new rose which you soaked in a old oil, you like it as a beret, remove the rose, Shemooth the rose, period. If it was a old rose in new oil, chaya b'biur. So it's said by Shemitah. So yes, there's a halacha of biur. You have to remove all the Shemitah fruit from your house. When you put a new flour in old oil, but you put an old flour in new oil. Charuvin chadashim, new carobs, shekav shemiyan yacha, which you soaked in old wine, v'shem chadash, or vice versa, old ones in new wine. Chem beer, they both chem beer. Ayin Sham. Tachar Rashva Rabbatami Ham Mishnah Zu. That is all from the Mishnah. And the Rash and Rav, I have difficulties Mishnah Ayin Sham. Ramzan Farisham. Ram explains that the Hashem Ru Chadash. When the oil is new, Vavered Yoshan, and the flour is old, Nichnas Tam Vavered Bashem and Miyad. The, pungent flour gives its taste to the oil immediately. So you have to beer on it. But when the oil is old, Vavered Chodesh, and the flour is new, Ein Hatam Nichnas. The taste does not penetrate. Unless you leave it there for an extended period of time. But the taste of carobs and wine enters immediately. Whether the carob is new and the wine is old, or vice versa. So it's quite clear. By soaking, there's no general principle of how much time it takes for the taste to penetrate. Permeate would be perhaps a better word, or to diffuse. The Chrech das TV called one. So you have to know the nature of every product. Every Sheish Tzor is man rab. Some require a long time. Yesh Shadai is man mot, and some is sufficient a small amount of time. We also see Shebikishush going ukrekas by cucumbers, which you make into pickles. Ukruvish going kroit, and by cabbage, which you make into sauerkraut, or kapuska, whatever that is. Shekov Shosel Mamayim, when you soak water in Harbei Melch with a lot of salt, al koza. Nevertheless, Yavu Yomim Rabim. A lot of time will pass. Achamayim Koltim Tama Kishum Akruv, to the point where the water absorbs the taste of the cucumbers or the cabbage. It was sure some chometz, but that's you put it in brine. If you put them in vinegar, it's mamut in a short amount of time. Kiyomi yomayim, a day or two. Kol yatam, it takes on the taste. Lepeos rakin, capri eitzel gluconios, and with a soft fruit, such as fruit of trees or berries, as manakvishim muetas mipriyadama. The time of soaking is for getting the taste is shorter than stuff which grows from the ground. Dal Perikil b'Trumas Mishnah Zayin Shaninu. We learned in that there. If you have an oil, or you have olives which are chulin. Shekavshin zay truma, which you soak together with olives of truma. Petsue chulin, cracked olives of chulin with cracked truma with cracked olives of truma. Petsue chulin chuleme truma, cracked olives of chulin with whole olives of truma, or the made truma, or in truma beverage, also it's forbidden. Shleme chulin, and whole chulin olives in ptsue truma, with cracked truma olives, also mutter, it's permitted. Ayin sham. So it seems from that Mishnah that fleet it's easier to emit than it is to absorb. So in there, when the chulin are cracked, meaning that they're cut up or crushed, even though the olives which are truma are whole, truma do emit their truma status, the truma taste. And the cracked chulin olives absorb. But when the chulin olives are whole, and the truma is cracked, the chulin does not absorb from the truma. That ain't for a cloud. Why should it be that way? Not sure what his problem is. No, I think it's obvious. The whole ones are not can't. They're impregnable. They're cracked, and not like cracked ones. Anyway, let's see what he answers. Yerushalmi Taka says that the blia uplita koch shnei b'shavah. They both absorption and emission are equal in their strength. The ptsuim bolin upoltim because they're bolin. Okay, but the cracked ones absorb and they emit and they absorb again. I was explaining, but the whole ones bol in, they absorb upotin and emit v'shuv einam bolim, and then they don't absorb again. Ayin sham. And first, obviously, it comes out clear that even olives which are sharp substances, ukvushim memayim memelach, and they are soaked in water and salt. Because of farshim, right? Konkol never seem shneim, if they're both whole. Ain't boiling them. They don't observe each other. But actually, even one is whole. Hashem, but the other one is cracked. Yesha fresh benenka, which is born. There's a difference between them, as we shall see. Hareim before gam mikad ain't tevakok vushim shavim. Okay, so we see that not all things that are soaked are equal. The bracket says here, I have a stash because of the truma hikelu. Learn here. It says which one is lenient. It's not clear why. Marash perik ein raya. Cloud the duke, whatever the raya is. Marash is not a raya. Hey, Ochin Shom, we also learned there, dag tame, a tray fish, a kosher dag dar, which you soak with kosher fish. Also, Muslim ounces up to 200. Chatana Sharam Posek, Chatana Sharam Posek also. When Tana, Ram Paslek. Yesha Plukta, but there's a machlokas there. The Yesh Mosifa Shir said that those say it should be a higher share. Yesh Gura, and then those who say it should be lower share. Ayin Shom. Hey, the half Chashesh Dvarim Bekavusha also Yosef Vushal. So we see the opposite here, that there are things which are usher in soaking more than cooking. In other words, Asr is 1 in 200, opposed to 1 in 60. And unfortunately, Vad, Sheinu Shavet, Tivak Vushim, Bazmachan Hasek Kavush. So they say that besides the what we just saw previously, that there is a difference in the nature of the various different soaked substances in terms of the time it takes them to become kavush. There's also a difference in the measure. Those are some more than 160. There's some and less. Say even 1/16 is what the ayin sham. Vav ochanin sham yosel der kondik bashim same zeh. Anything which is soaked with something else. Mutar der minute eli machosis. Except it's in the vegetable called chosis, which seems to be, as we shall see in a moment, of harif. Klamar kom in sheyerek shel chulin, any vegetable of chulin, shenich bashim yerek shel truma, which is soaked with a vegetable of truma, eina oser, doesn't forbid it. She'einon bolim zemzeh, they don't observe from each other. Vadim yerek shel chosis, sides for chosis shel davar harif, which is very sharp. Parasham explains that chosis shel chulin, chosis shel truma, is about this chosis of this chosis is chulin. And put together the chosis of truma. Yerek shel chulin. No, another. I think he's interpreting here. Yerek shel chulin, chosis shel truma, a chulin vegetable with a chosis truma is also. I have a chosis shel chulin, a chosis of chulin, yerek shel truma, the vegetable of truma, mutter, because it's a one-way street. Pas Gemara Rambam Birchos Trumas and Shalom Ram Paskas this Gemara this Mishnah in Birchos Trumas. Harayim before, so it's quite clear the Chomin Yirakas Ein Bem Din Kavush Klau. No vegetables have this halach of kavush v'ad chosis. Besides for chosis, gam zeinu klar gomer. This is also not a general principle. Shei very b'shemen, a flour in oil, or charuim yain, or carob in wine. Yesh ben kvisha. They do have soaking. Begam other than shvius. Also, that which says shvius. Tektes hakovish loshel kavashim. You soak 3 types together. The question is when you have to do beer. Tzarchlam have to say ba'osam sheyesh bohem kibisha. So the concept of soaking kivered, like a flour, charuv and carrots, chaytzibel. So now, based on all this, Rama cannot bring out law kavish kimbusha. She says, "Nitzach ladas tibi kol dvarim mamasha akvisha." Have to know the nature of each substance. The kamas man akvisha is what in what case kvisha is relevant and how much time it takes to do kvisha. How can Rambam bring something which you can't properly explain? They have a letter what he wrote in Macholos Asuros. He writes, Davar also is something forbidden. She's hard to mutush can't mix up such a minute. Mim Shane Umino. It's not the same type, but no same time. Then it's 1/60th. Akan Lashono. The because of Shenis Arev. And it got mixed. Fulon is Shenis Bashel, not that it got cooked. Kavin also called me a Torah. It's a story about any type of mixture. And maybe sure whether it's cooking, and be sure whether it's soaking. Shadanu Teva Davar, when we know the nature of the substance. Kamazan Nechvash, how long it takes for it to soak. Also, Shishmis, also to 60. Lobia Rakvishas, Daktami, Daktar, Shizem, Vor by Mishnah. Let me examine the case of soaking the tray fish with kosher fish, because that's in the Mishnah. Kengam, a Shas, Bechulin Sham, Plukta, the Kavish, Loivi, a Shas, Rash, Mishnah is hail. That's why the Shas, in discussion, Chulin did not bring evidence from these Mishnayos. Vishain Tive called very sharp because the nature of things is different. Like Nechlum, Yeshin and Kavish Cloud, there's a machlekes if they have this Kavish altogether. Vishain the Kavish Enikam Avushal, somebody says that soaking is not like cooking. If Irish Kavish Nice, Bishlika. Say all these Mishnayos talk about super cooking, overcooking, Yushami. Raya's evidence for this is the name of Shashlo Rabbi Yochanan Amar Kain. Rabbi Yochanan says this Kavish Enikam soaked is not like cooked. Begam Yushami Sham, also in Yushami, Rabbi Yochanan. There's no comparison between Mavushal and Kavush, but only between Mavushal and Shaluk. The Kavush protect its sleep. And Kavush is not like cooking, but like boiling roast. Below Kaperush ha Meforshim, not like the Meforshim explained there. Okay, bracket says if it's ever to it's koku, she has to its places yot, the bechumas, sham, shir balak shos, brings down a lot of questions. May not see sharp or koku, and what he wrote, everything works out, but kamach, dame, first being yachad, they explain the trade fishing manner, another way, the kaidok got small, it's going to the fish itself, Shapira, because it's whole Viduk, I have no idea what it's talking about. Zayt, Avakor of saying the Pasuk is time, besides the Rambam, everybody Paskins. Simply. The Kavash that soak is like cooked. Called on no matter what. Lotik Shalem Kach Mishnah Shabbat. Can't ask one of the Mishnahs that you brought down. Mishnah Shvi is a Mefarshim over in the Soras Kvisha. Oh, Saris. The Mishnah in Shemitah, they say it's about in a manner, it's talking about where that soaking asers are in Sham. Mishnah Truma, the Hach Dag Tamish, Kovshin Dag Tar, Mefarshim in Dag Atzma. The Mishnah of Dag Tami Dag Tar, they explain in terms of the fish itself. A kami b'teil mishum how much is needed to be bought on account of the birya. Mishnah says the chulin. Mishnah called the chbashim says the mutarim. Mishnah of the olives, cracked olives, and Mishnah of all the things which are covered with each other are mutar. Avagad swears kisha eno says b'yakas even though it seems though that the soaking is not a problem with vegetables and whole olives. Nevertheless, came down Mishnah Zisa b'shami. Yishami Disham, since Yishami says there's sholuk below kavush, super cooked and not soaked. Ein Raya Misham. Damar the kavush, b'yamar the kavush, griya misholuk. There's no proof from there, because we're going to say that kavush is not the same as sholuk. B'yamar the kavush, griya misholuk. No, kavush is worse than sholuk according to this. It's worse. Those are asers. So that's a shas. And B'chul is not bringing this mishnayis. V'day yishno the sham b'yushami isa the basar meat hakomodim sheyesh kavisha. It's soaking. The bracket says here on Farish Perisham, the commentator there says Ashol it's going on super cooked. We know kavisha kai that's going. He says going on soaking. When we caught him sham like the previously there. I shall wait there for Rambam the Farish Ashol kai, but Rambam holds kavush is not kavush, so you have to say it's going on sholuk, which has super cooking. Okay, that's it for today.